line, but manager Brian Cody is cautious. Galway are a very dangerous side full of talented players, he says. The day will come when Galway come to Croke Park and wipe the opposition out before going on to win the McCarthy Cup. But might it be this year? Well, under this colourful headline, Trevor Spillane says, these men from the West may not have cowboy boots and Stetsons, but they will still be determined to stop the black and amber stagecoach and bring Kilkenny's reign to an end. They might need a few smitten Westerns this afternoon, perhaps. However, that's the view of the senior game. The one that we are looking forward to now is the minor match between Cork and Kilkenny. Commentary on that game today is provided by Marty Morrissey, and first, Micheál O'Shea.
Gurmahagat Michael, agus tána fórna mohir báirgit sa bhauta a naig Kilkennig sé bhauta. Siad fuirin Kilkennig sa fuirin anna láidir, tá siad anna óchasach fad asta cosantóidí anna sréanacha John Phelan is cúpla éisin le canar a haig gimmer tuas sa mesna dusathe an PJ Delaney a láslí a lápárce Michael Welch agus Shane Hennessy agus siad na tusathe Willie O'Dwyer a gimid anna bhahir fad a naig Loch Garman agus Conor Phelan mar a bhís rá istig sa chuine a lasmuda Martin Neil an Royal sin loha ach Jehoid Conor agus John agus an Dá Dowling Robbie agus Brian hall edit welle Sinead fuirin Kilkennig agus Shohe an sa Conor Phelan cúpla le John an Lán Holaí edit welle fuirin Chorcaí idir súd anna óchasach im léana gur bíad hénig a bhuach craibh na héire ní masin a bhí buig buachara a greibh na mún buig tabradárnara ach Shohead fuirin Jeffrey Cougar Defriúlinov, Norriv, a gimmert, a grave the moon, he had nashed the Higamore, Kianok na Huid, a gimmert Selina Lawn Hole, agus John Gardner, Las Mudda, Jahide Kian, Le Markevi, gimmert and Eric, John Gardner, Yimmer shoots the Cohir Fadan Eric, a Havan, Crave na Hayden, Agus, Niref Shaw, the grave the moon, Visha Gusti, and Vertlaw Party, Kevin Hartnett, Brian Smitty, Oganohin, Reached, when Imra, and the Enchahuin, Dornali Mahe, Hartnett Homa, Comorta Shifi, Ish, Buetigas, and Dahir Murphy, and Peladoid, Kieran Murphy, if he gimmert and Eric, and 10 the nigga will bound Illa Aiden again, a bound Pellet, are no high Kieran, o Aaron Zone, and Parallel. Creen I'm sure the Ford for Sheshi
over Wexford. Eamon Morris, a very young referee and a man that's making quite a reputation for himself in refereeing circles, and it's good to see him getting an All-Ireland semi-final here this afternoon.
Agus an fáilcead aus fad teis immer Delaney anna chudéirean ebridianta tra honoréir atá ag fuirin fáilcachrú comórta sí faoi ís dornálaíochta buite ag siúd agus Brian Smitty an slitar caitisteach agus Corcaigh Derek dul an onsaí ach Tomás Welsh hir a cosint an son réhfuil éirean a geile pláiste híráin Dhearach Derek I bholasteach go dtí Robbie Dowling Mihuig siúd ach teachta gaudir Shane Hennessy steach a láslí go dtí Willie O'Dwyer gimmer sé siúd ar aus an aig Loch Garman vai sé chéad scór an chéad scór again Willie O'Dwyer.
Very good play by Willie O'Dwyer, getting away from his direct opponent John Gardner, who's from the Napirshy club in the north side of Cork City. Good ball, very quick ball inside, which gave O'Dwyer the chance to make the space and indeed take the opportunity. Good score.
Martin Coleman, Mac de Vartin, if he wake tree crave, Eden as a kale, Sahol, I guess the whole of the Ahed Homa, Weltamacha Joe Law Potke, I guess Dollar Joe and Kitted, Kevin Hartnett, Weltestachedi, Moss O'Leary, a Bachta Stigginson to get Moss Welsh, Plana Madian to get Moss, Shahet Tachtamach, Jerry O'Mahony, Newtown Shandram, Watersuit, Crave Honte, and Gied Walter Ruyev, and the Dick Vision on the Dianic, Hasha Gimmer Krishna Shinchim Liana, August Puxer Gnohiga.
Interesting to see that Tomás Walsh, the left half back for Kilkenny, has won the first 2 balls into his area, beating Kieran Murphy, the man that's a lot expected from Murphy, but Tomás Walsh doing very well in the beginning.
An Cartagat Marty, agus Shohe John Gardner, Yimmer Shena Clohi, Ile the Chorcaigh Nirig, a Havain Crave na Hayden, Niref She Alm, the Crave na Moon, a Haided them Liana, Visha Gortehe, Osna Piersig, Farana Lauded. Counson Wiltig agus well in trio count mihe o Moss Welshitson mihe stachsa chuine agus Shohe Satento Halpin Satente Derek Schliegen of the Hen good ass Harnash good Kevin Hartnett Shohe Kevin am achterstach Schanzige Kevin ach nir Wilchen Counson Rova Stach Post the Joe the Carnoige agus Dishige Kieran Murphy agus Wilte Lagierach David Herity Derek Tachtamach Shohe David Schlitter Chamonige Buchar so the grave Bina Hayden Emliana Ach Tuxair and son agus deis ag Corcaig Kieran Murphy stocha tá a héna fi seachtaim si higa Kieran godísa for sé siúd rábháide agus cheir faointe an aig na gailí sa chréibh ceanna sin arig ach fós bead an gaile bhí buacach Green aimse huir an Corcaí an dá Kieran a gimmers dar nó an farile a gimmeríon pel choma leis a gúntaí mar a gimmeríon trúrdas na cosantóirí Michael Proud, Cian O'Connor agus John Gardner ach seo Kieran Murphy agus an Counson bhfuilte begáinín bídach heb na láimh clé Martin.
Most unusual style of free taking there. Kieran Murphy has been most impressive in all the games. He scored 111 against Limerick on the 9th of May and so far top scorer for Cork with 127. But it's interesting just to see his style, Mian.
Agus an pocamachan sa bhfuilte goma Harris Lord the Park ge annach bháil a ríiste ge John Gardner far anna láidir bhfuilte ge sin it's own tablín agus sehet Mas O'Leary Mac the County captain the fórne a dhearach stuff sára higa deasad sanna ge PJ Delaney agus puck slasa a bheith gan de Corcaig Brian Smithy a hóca ge Council.
One of the great skills of hurling shown here by PJ Delaney. Wonderful blocked out.
PJ dar nó ní leon ghaeilge le JJ na ní leon ghaeilge le PJ an timidor sínsir a gostíoch agus a takechuig go hénig ach é sin dianta anna bhaige dar nó dhimar sé le ceart scoile na Kilkennig buig Ciaraí cred núna credara ag raibh na héireann cehar an sa don bhuiireann a chlí Ciaraí ag raibh ceart scoile na héireann ach seo tuc taobhlíne the Patrick Holden ar eile bhí gimmart le ceart scoile na Kilkennig sáirithe a lá páirce an son ag Kevin Hartnett bhfuilte go deasa steach ag dí Mas O'Leary a ríist buinte go Mas O'Leary go glóte get Mas Welsh Mas agus é gimmart anna bha mar a bhí martí ráide bhfuilte siar agus seo héad Kilkennig a dulad an únsaí a cosint de Corcaig Shane Murphy bhfuilte go maithige amach go dí Brian Smithy ach buinte go agus seo héad Conor Phelan bhfuilte ge Conor agus bhfuilte i heb na láimh isise Conor mar a bhí sa ráilih cúpla i hénig agus an lá cholaí John. Mar sin Martin Coleman fan i Council a bhfulamach i dul taobh na láimh clé bachta go glóte ar fad san éir an son ag Michael Rice ach a mi hymach Harris a déblíine dyn go chúiger ó pláiste chéráin a bhfuig craibh na héireann craibh na mílíise an idig ach seo hé Brian Smithy Brian agus Kevin a choileachaí in Counson buinte go holcaige ó go nóhan chanimar ach sciupathe an dalamh an son mar sin pug séir do Corcaig agus deise ge Kieran Murphy an chiad scór a gháil an sa do Corcaig. Ábhíon lasmod an líne cúgvedar agus dachan. Seo hé Kieran Murphy the deasa stachan sanige Peter Morgan, Mac Jahar Billy Morgan ach sáirithe go glóte ge PJ Delaney agus annach lána ige PJ an bhaig Michael Proute ní bhaig Michael dar nó a dhimid sna córialacha naig na Hastráile war sé imiróid na bliana an idig sna córialacha fé 7 bliana díag teledóid mar bhí sa rá héin John Kieran Murphy with Ciaríra a raibh na mún Kevin Hartnett an a talún Mas O'Leary agus Kieran Murphy ac hys y clir I chéile fachta ge Martin Phelan bhfuilte Mactír an lán cholaí Cian O'Connor bhí ahar siúd ina dí cúil Michael O'Connor bhfuil a bhuaig Corcaig tí cín as a chéile agus a bhreáir Mark gimmart leis na peledóidí agus leis na hamánathe hemar ha Cian am léana Deisiad sanna ge Peter Morgan is mach go dtí Mas O'Leary agus é dianta go glóte buinte go ríiste ge PJ Delaney is dachanis go dtí an lántasach Emmett Kavanagh Emmett fehrú buinte go agus seo hé Kevin Goggin bhfuilte ge Kevin ach ní tí bhfuilte róba heige Martin Phelan agus iarach súd sáirithe chomá agus tuc séir de Kilkennig 7 nómatí imar a methe deise co an tarna scór a gháil
And this move again began by the Kilkenny half-backs. Michael Rice, PJ Delaney and Tomas Walsh are dominant at the moment, beating Murphy, O'Leary and Morgan. And really they're the launching pad for this Kilkenny attack.
Brian Dowling, Marshall Hookik, the puck in the Sierra Nuv, Ostrodega will Shane Hennessy, Gortehe, Ahola Gortehe, Schnee Hogerhirt Vidisa, Hashem Halor Porke, Shahe Brian, Crave the Milisha again, Leonev Kirain. Wiltige, agus Counson could have had a just on and pad the paint to the Kilkenny get Brian Dowling.
Fine free by Brian Dowling, one of 5 indeed, as Micheál mentioned earlier, St. Kieran's players that won the All-Ireland Colleges last year. He's the top scorer with 7 points.
Martin Coleman, Wiltige, and Harish Lord the Poitke, agus Callish, Dinta and Son, get Kieran Murphy. No. Puxair, Evegown, the Kilkenny, Robbie Dowling, Shahe Rishte, Dolan Orde and Son, agus Bwilta last year, Tashachani Council Hogan, Cat Galore, O'Neill, PJ Delaney, Hogan Cat. Bwilta agus Bwilta hard, agus Bwilta Crane,
Indeed, Micheál, again that half-back line for Kilkenny, most impressive so far. Michael Rice, Tomas Walsh dominating the wings, and PJ Delaney so far getting the better of Tomas O'Leary, and a fine free and a good score.
Martin, Triki as a Kelige Kilkenny, Count Post, Nilige Cork, Mainomati, Emmer Mehe, agus Puxlasse, the Kilkenny. Michael Rice, Honey Council Hogan. Watch the hero in Asia Homa, I guess, Vanish to it. So the Hoshe, one to my Hoffach, I guess, Anna Hongrucht and Devline, I guess, Tepe at Kieran, Murphy, and Council Hall, I guess, Gumi Havrach. Well, Pashechan and Puck, Devline, Hall, Cartgalore.
Well, I think the referee here made a mistake because Kieran Murphy was unable to control the slither, and in fact, let's just watch this again. You see, he was trying to get it to it, and the ball just edged out over the sideline, and I felt he took a little dive there. Lucky free for Cork.
Cast the good stuff, good puck Devline, a capas of a hand, the Kilkenny, and he mashed in a haw. Shahe, Craville Aiden, Minorige. In the board, Glishna the Peladoidi that no, a Harish, Builte, and him the log of clay, Shansana, Agaramurga, Corky. Marshin, David Herity, a skull. Glishna Project is the Gallon, didn't be Shashu, the Gimmer Plot Poitke, Loha, no the Wig, but in on Nilevera, a grave the Hayden. Harakadish Litter and Son, Kevin Hartnett, went to Stackadit, Moss O'Leary, a chance Mahag, Kieran Murfinish, and Teledodig as a Tamani, Machtestach, Schlitter, Schlauna Hewig, went to go. On Risha, Shahe Satanto Halpine, chance at Hole and Ishig, Kieran Murphy, the hit team played a Majo, Gami over a Hartfad and Son.
Well, this was a golden opportunity for Cork, and Shane Hennessy did very well, first of all to deprive Kieran Murphy of his shot and goal, but Cork won the possession here. Good goalkeeping here, just did enough to put off the Cork forward. Very good goalkeeping by David Herity.
Martin, Kieran Murphy is Amy Overach. Ach, Neil Mehe, ach, Eno met Dirk Foos. Machter John Clitton, Michael Prout. Agus Schnee Brian Smithy, Tarakede, ach Sarah Harish to get PJ Delaney, Gimmer to come so stick a largely, Anach Wall, and not to get Jerry O'Mahony. Jerry Tachtamach, Agus, well, Callish didn't take a Jerry and Baltasy.
Well, Jerry O'Mahony is doing very well actually on the Kilkenny danger man Brian Dowling from Newtown Shandrum, young O'Mahony. This time fouling the ball, took too many steps, foul throw, and it's going to be a free, an easy free for Brian Dowling.
Martin, Deshiga Kilkenny, on the Lordna, a Viadu. Will to get Brian, will to get Apishagagas, point to Ellen, a get Kilkenny.
With a free taker like Brian Dowling, Cork cannot concede easy frees like that.
Martin, Neil Corkick, Sucker to Shees Foes, Agus Ruhirosh, Lake Kilkenny, Gudisa. Cawn môr fada, bwyl. Agus Tomás O'Leary, agus PJ Delaney, y Cork. Kieran Murphy, Dola Joan Clitter. Tomás Welsh, Clihanach Lish, agus y Fardiantig, agus y Brwyntistach yn ysig, gyda Michael Welsh. Michael Welsh, tras na Parke. Agus Bachta Gadasanson, ag Michael Prout. Sio Michael gyffwr. Dola Raig, agus Calais Diantar, Michael Prout. Marsin, Puxair de Chorpig, agus, wel, is sé John Gardner, a be, ni he, could is yet Fisser, Kieran Murphy, on Lantasach, chyn council Hogan, agus Bedir, Davidish and council, with Sakurodi Shees. Marsin, Kieran Murphy, on far a vi mi over a gestochen, na rijden glisje cool roil, gaan de vertig diente, ige David Herity, agus, Shahenish, en slitter in het alvige. Tí an ein seo I golbú. Seo agus anna choirí se fad, builte go hísele. Mar sin chiricín cura seachrán ag Cork go dísa agus ceanna bháin ag Kilkenny.
I'm intrigued by Kieran Murphy's style of free-taking. It's most unusual and unfortunately this time for him just driving it wide, but it's interesting to watch.
Marsin, Anna Chosan Dientanson ag Brian Smitty ach teppethe agus Calais Dientige. Marsin Neil ag Eiri Rova le Corkig am Hollá Parke go dísa. Marsin deisile tu go hico de Brian Dowling far ha Anna Chrínar fad os na pocanna séire an so inniu agus seo chun dis ilige. Council builte agus builte a rís builte anna bhaige Marsin an tíú cawn ó focan na séire chur a harise dras náin ag Brian Dowling. Kieran Murphy tí éirí an áde ach buited ag Michael Welsh. Wintergo, seo Kieran, builte stachadí Tomás O'Leary an raise rúhar abátas a deisige builte get Tomás agus a ríist Níl rínara le iirecht í Chorcaí. Iad chur an clitar seansan na boga a mú agus golóracha chur a mú in héir na láimh clépa.
Well, that change that we expected right from the beginning has happened in the Cork half-forward line. Tomás O'Leary has moved to right half-forward and Kieran Murphy is now at centre-forward.
Agus seo Tomás O'Leary, mohidig líhánanis, diarag I bhóla go dtí satente ó helpín. Seo satente, so slóga mór a fad agus satente. Bhfuilte go háir agus satente, agus bhfuilte go maithe an hiad scór agus béidir inis go sacaróg Corcaigh síos.
It would seem that Cork have the potential, particularly in the full forward line, to take on the Kilkenny backs and indeed win. This was a fine point out by the sideline by Setento Halpin, who's this was really his first opportunity.
On hiad yes agus dianta agus lachtfar agus Setente. Begadúrach sé sin. Spreagad a Chorcaigh ach seachún Kilkenny. Cosintóid Chorcaigh Jerry O'Mahony. Jerry Fawcett a Dalov. Dishinson ag Emmett Kavanagh, Coma, Wantamach, Kevin Hartnett, Fachta Gadasig Kevin, Schliediant ag Hen, Wiltistachatson ag Idro, an Taevline, agus Nickig Poddig Holden, Dan Ganson, Dolamach Harisha Taevline, Marsin, Tuxair the Fodrig Holden, o Hjartskull, Weile Hale, Marshelle Hjartskullina, Kilkenny Coma, Hoik Hofadale, Crave Canish na Hayden. Enige Toig, John Gardner a dierige stitter a stop, Michael Prout a tarachar a stitter, Fanna Talón a chatach na machta Kilkenny, Niall Doherty, Setente dierige stop, Tarachar a Gadasanson, Conor Phelan, Glote, a Haristenson, Jerry O'Mahony, Stachgadi Cian O'Connor, Shahe Cian, a Tachtamach, Peladoid, a Moni Crohunta, all of the Har on the dig, Kieran Murphy, a Nahat Slatanish, agus Kevin Hartnett, Choma ach an adóg séitig an moltóid ha seach an slittar a chahabistach atara. Caitistach ag agus Niall Doherty, Bachta Gadasig an Niall. Michael Trout, amach gyda Brian Smitty. Juan y talwn. Ilian Dolchan Keen a Ian of Atsunuka, Sarah Higadasafach, Kevin Goggin. Wiltige, as a Rishachu, Nile Daharty, Schlaunahan Bautasa. Schlitter in a Dalov. Agus Dish, Kieran Murphy. Shahek Kieran. Wiltige Dassa Stachsa Huniga, Gadi Stephen O'Sullivan. Stephen, Edadalov, Eidihan Hassav. Yerach Sarah, Wiltige Stachalash Liga. Setente Diergestitter Oil. Pachtige Dassige, Bertin Pollard, Schliedientige Rohen, Agus, Builte, Geholt, and Bautasa, Setente.
Tight marking, Micheál, certainly here this afternoon by both defences, particularly Kilkenny's. Niall Doherty has done very well in the last two balls that went into Setanta Halpine, but the Cork forwards not being very creative, not creating the space up front and thus not getting the opportunities.
Well, good Isa, Brian Dowling, Kerry Keane does the hook for to Fachtige, T Keane of Hocken the Sarah, Count on Immert. Countson, Sarah Gadas, Markety, Kevin Hartnett, Kevin Amachter Ruher, Hoschliege, Wiltestach, Kieran Murphy, Schlauna, Marschen Hain and Schlitter Fachtige, Kieran, Oernzoon, Vinego Kahrer, Hagimmert, Do Eernzoon, Dar no Hoder Hofadele Clef Canische Hunte and Nidig, Wig, Newtown Chandramora, Ach Countson, reached Mehe, Eben the Live Edition. Taharusan Diente, Peter Morgan, Emihe, Agus John O'Connor, Takahechan Poitke, the Horkig.
Further indication, Micheál, indeed, as we've been saying about the Cork half-forward line having serious problems and Kilkenny half-back line continuing to dominate.
Shahé Willie O'Dwyer, Farana Chumasa, Hamachtastacha, Haya Stoppa and Bautasa, Agus Kevin Hartnett in a Dallam, Agus Tachtamachatson, John Gardner, John Nanaloidit. Agus on Puxair, Buite, John Gardner, Agus Stochugger Behenige Hokig. Diedich Lastig, dem Line Kugweder Agus Dahad. Bod na Poifke, Ausers Fad, Chesh. The Bostier Fad, the Hitted Sohine. Shahé John, the Sheeracht, Korkig, Cheriran on Sea. On the Lina Lampasach, Stigger Fad, Miel avoid it. Here, Wilchen Council, Gama, Deshiga Michael Rice. Michael, Horuk Fos. Michael is a Devlina, and Son Tashin Hennessy, Homa. Aha. That didn't against the Corkig about the sun. Kieran Murphy. Roland Klitteristach, Johan Kieran and Listig, Yachan. Schlitter, Falk in the Yaugige, Tachtamach, the other Stitter, all reached. In the Dallum. Kilkenny Tachtamach Lehe. Kieran Murphy. The Sarsheloch. Pachtige, Hongruchten, Devline, Ach Druchaun, the Stachelor Schliegedi, Michael Welch. Yerach Zut Sarah Hagadasaget, Moss O'Leary, Shahessa Tente. Winterse Tente, get Moss Welch. Mehewig Shoot, agus Fachtige Shane Hennessy, Col Caharle Billy Hennessy. Wiltigamahige. Porke, agus John Gardner. Shane Ruhar Ayanavige, Gudas, Goody Kevin Hartnett, agus Scopige Kevin, Nacha. Smacht the Clitter, Mehewig, Shahe, Tomas O'Leary, Cork, Nachine, PJ Delaney. Bachtige PJ, Gimmer Danava, Anna Hossan Ayanavige PJ Godisa, Anna Mert, Achsham Faraha, Ausers Fad, Jerry O'Mahony, Amach Goody John Gardner. Stachat Zone, Carnoige, David Herity, Tachtamach, Agus, Kilkenny Fevru, Ovidin. The Diergestitter Hurtemach, Goody Shane Hennessy. Ach, Mehebuha, Pachtige, Fachtenson, Gadasige, Kieran Murphy. Goody in a D, John O'Connor. Vueltagas Kalish Diente, Agus Martin, Puxair, Evegound the Horkig, a Stigalashly.
Well, John O'Connor just got a tap on the head there on the helmet as he was about to take this shot, but the goalkeeper here, David Herity, just losing control. His fullback John Phelan had to come in, and also into the action came Pádraig Holden, the right corner back. But it's interesting down at the canal end that the ground is beginning to break up because of the heavy rain yesterday, making it very difficult for ball control.
Marsin dish ige Kieran Murphy a chiad scór a gáilitsa sa chluhile cheannis. Báta der nach a bhí siad sa báca chróca gynnarig for sé dó ceir builte go hard agus haris a drasnáin an chiad cheann ige Kieran Murphy agus bic corcaig a súl agus a tnú le bhadní smó ná méidsin ó Kieran. DJ Carey an son darno agus sásta go ma go bhfuil Kilkenny chuntusig Godisa agus Henderson an Achilles. John Gardner amach bhuiig siúd agus puck slasa tu go bhuiig ige do Kilkenny. Mar sin Shane Hennessy Col Caharle Billy Hennessy Wilte fanna talúnige Kevin Goggin Sára go deasige Kevin ach Wilte go Hulk agus puck slasa tu go bhuiig.
Well, we've been impressed with the Kilkenny defence, but Jerry O'Mahony at number 2 and Kevin Goggins at number 4 has been playing very, very well. And O'Mahony in the corner has cleared the last 3 balls into the danger man, Brian Dowling.
Shane Hennessy, Stachel Ashley, Bachtige Shane Murphy, agus Blanta. Wiltonoon, goody, Tevnalavi Clay. Oh, Calais Denton and Robbie Dowling against Shane Murphy. Marsin, Tuxerelle, the Brian Dowling.
Correct decision here by the referee to note him. He hasn't shown him a yellow card, but it was a high challenge on Robbie Dowling.
Marsin, Hadish against Kilkenny, Trish. Ghanaian score, I'm sure, Denomati. An sgilt san a chur na cheartan is an farga bhfuil cheirig cín fachta go dtí aige an bhaith an cúgiú ceann an séú ceann ar fad as an déantaige. Brian Dowling, cheirig cín ó focan na saoire ceann ó nimmert agus sé Brian na stócha an difir is mó idir na fórna go dtí Marty.
Conceding frees so within the danger zone by the Cork defence is being punished every single time by Brian Dowling. It's something they'll have to eradicate from their game.
Más O'Leary, a bóla an clitar isteach go dtí Kieran Murphy ach an slitar buinteach son, Sárathe agus seothe Michael Welsh, slitar ar a dálamh. Fachta nid an leig Michael Welsh ach iarach Sárathe, Kevin Hartnett disige, bhuilte isteach roáda de Kieran Murphy ige, well, an slitar methe ólána bertacha agus Lantamach ige PJ Delaney ach ní bhuilte roádís disige satante, bhuilte isteach ach a réis den disin ige Kieran Murphy an Teledor Sára higet Más Welsh agus Corcaig fós an unsaí áfach bhuilte isteach go dtí Kevin Hartnett chance ige Kevin agus a counts an bhuilte go maith ige an chiad faointe ige Kevin Hartnett agus an dána líide.
The Leesiders having to work very, very hard to get scores. Certainly Kieran Murphy involved here. Good vision to see that his midfielder was available, and a fine point by Kevin Hartnett.
Slitterson bhuilte, Congracht an Davline, Michael Trout, Martin nach haime hemach, Haris a Davline agus puck slasa, Seráidach go má beidir tu go hiúthe agus na Corcaí. Martin Phelan, chana counsa a bhóla, bhuilte go glóteige Martin agus Sárathe, John Gardner a réist, anna chosanta dhéanamige, a sé mór láidir tíagara. Teachtamachta sé slitar agus fé bhrúge Emmett Kavanagh áfach agus seansige Kilkenny, dolir an unsaí. Emmett Kavanagh, meachta sé isteach ach Sárathe, Michael Trout agus John Gardner han moltóid chana slitar a chahab isteach atra. Dúbal scóil go dtí ige Kilkenny an aig Corcaí agus a sete bhfuir a bhfuil a dá idansa an aig Lochgarman, bhí dúbal scóir díadach ige Corcaig an aig Lochgarman agus dúbal scóir ige Kilkenny agus pointe leanna chuis an aig Lochgarman chomá. Dish ige Brian Dowling ach a báutasa bhuilte roáda ar héim na láimh disisiú. Marsin Rochaun, Shinawil Kuramuga Kilkenny Gadisa, or Shakin Kura at Boliegar Ega Cork. Schlitter Schlaune had a dollar because Kevin Hartnett Schlaune hit, Weltige, Achsarhege PJ Delaney, PJ gas Kilkenny, a horror and Unsige, Emmett Kavanagh, Achtab Witted, Ege Kian O'Connor. Weltige Stach, a counts of Weltige hard, because Weltige Green, Ege Brian Dowling, and I'm a Hanon and Ishkili, Table Live Edition.
Brian Dowling's reputation being enhanced here this afternoon. Opportunist point here, but again created by good defensive work, particularly this occasion by centre half back PJ Delaney.
Calais Diente Anson, Eden Inadi, John O'Connor, Foxair, Gnohige, the Horpig, Agus, John Gardner. Trusfada a Janovega Shin, when it counts a Hogant, Ile, Giergama, Timpole, Deveder, Stachon de Evline, Hochtnomati fi het Guille Emmere, Hongelach de la Hammer, the score Kenuna Hanish, Veder das the Corpig, who of Deshtoif, Tachter Ashach Lohisha, Elni Latrach Holach, the Enaun Gele, and Echer, Ed Hilfenig, Nile Daharty, son of Wallen Clitter de Mach, with the PJ Delaney, Winterhafach, Kieran Murphy. Kieran Fevrugan Nile Daharty, Kieran the Stachalash League, Kieran Murphy, the Sarshela, Haggis Pintaman, and Son the Horpig, and Bar Kieran Murphy, a Coimert Gadas.
Absolutely right, Mihal. The two Kieran Murphys combining very well here. And again, it took a lot of hard work for Kieran Murphy from Erin's Own to win possession and feed Kieran Murphy from Sarsfields, but a very good score.
Marsin, Nilatra, Ach, en Voidivine, Allah na Huidi. Anna Counson Airfachtige Robbie Dowling, Wiltigama, Gidi Michael Welsh, on Trio Count, Stolem Kuramu, a Gekil Hennig, and so Agashin, Ingracht La, no mit no Marsin, the Lahama. Martin Coleman, Wiltemachige, Kieran Murphy, Erin's Own, Schlaune Hevuegafach. Agus Deschige Kilkenny, Dollar on Sea reached, Michael Rice, Wiltige, Fachtige Dassige, John Gardner, Wiltestachige, Joe Emil de Carnoige, Nachtestachenson, Stephen O'Sullivan, Setanto Halpine, Achtar, John Field, John Niradalov, Eide Hasav, Agus Irach Zarahe, on Council of Mehema, Harisha Devlina, Afach, Agus Puxlasse, Evegaun the Kilkenny.
It's a good tactic by the Cork half-back line to drive the ball over their half-forward line and into the full-forward line, because that's where Kilkenny are beginning just to have problems. But good defending here by Niall Doherty and John Phelan.
Marsin, Podrick Holden, Stachel Ashley, also Leary, Shohe Brian Smitty, Joe Temnalovic Clay, well. Anna Vertig, Diente and Son Sahuinige, Podrick Holden, Countdown Sherach, Achbachtige Brian Smitty, Stachgedi Kevin Hartnett, Schlaune Hevuig, Weirchen noch, Ach Deschfos, against the Corky, Gemachte Stach, Kieran Murphy, Buelte, Stach, Joe, Agus Buelte, Harsha Drasna, Agus Puinte, Das, Fachten, Sonnige, John O'Connor, and Tennessee.
From a Cork viewpoint, the transfer of Kieran Murphy into centre half forward and O'Leary out to the wing is beginning to pay dividends, because it was Murphy that fed John O'Connor with that point.
Marsin changed the Kilkenny, Twas Nogama, Ha Corkig, Krieg Nogama, and so, Ashe Lahama, Agus Kilkenny, Raffin to Huntusig, Boyas Lish the Pointy, Gomorvor of Will Brian Dowling, Cookie Gudisa, Agus Anish, Big Sussigan. Agus.
Croke Park, but the pitch has taken a bit of a battering, as we've seen in the minor match. Cyril, well, you're our Galway expert. Have they a chance?
Well, they have, Ger, like, you know, looking at them in training, they're going well some nights and they look very good, and I would think today as well, they mightn't play the kind of the usual formation. I think they'll kind of shake it up a little bit. They're coming here with great expectations because, like, the Brahim Mike Mack, friend of Gerard's here from the last few years, and there's high expectations. Okay, Kilkenny are favourites because they are the champions as such, but our boys will go tear into it.
They just love to play Tipperary in the final.
Well, that'd be the dream, really, like, because Galway think they have a very good record against Tip as such, and they'd love to get in there.
Lots of great minor teams over the years. They've got great players.
Yeah, minors and under the ones that are winning titles are thereabouts every year, but like just not coming through at the other end. It can be hard to put a team together. And when you're not winning, then you're inclined to change. And like, unfortunately, that's what's happened over the last few years.
Ger, this could be quite a nervous, edgy kind of experience for Kilkenny. Oh, raging favourites, first of all, but it's 6 weeks since they last played a championship match.
It is 6 weeks, and it's a very edgy game for them. And talking to the supporters on the way in, supporters are already looking forward to playing Tip in the final. Now, that's very, very dangerous, because if you remember back last year, Galway started very well in that game, and they were only undone by 2 very bad errors. They were right in the game 10 minutes into the second half until DJ got the goal. So if Galway can play as well for the entire game as they played in the first half last year, then we'll have a real game here. And if some team can be with Kilkenny with 10 minutes to go, then Kilkenny will be in a position they haven't been for 2 years, and then you'd see how they'd react to that kind of pressure. So it's all to play for today, and Kilkenny, talking to Brian Cody and all those here, they're very nervous about this game. This is a huge game for them as well as for Galway.
Is the key basically, in a nutshell, stopping the flow of ball into that wonderful inside forward line?
Well, I mean, that's the tactic for everybody, and Wexford did that in the first 15 minutes of the Leinster final, and until they got the goal. You must stop the ball from getting in there. The Galway half-back line, like all half-back lines, is absolutely vital they dominate today.
OK, we'll be looking forward to that match. That's at 3:30 this afternoon. My thanks to Ger and to Cyril, of course, as well. It's 7 points to 5 in the minor match between Kilkenny and Cork. Second half of that coming up immediately after the break.
Used to that.
Yes, they started very slowly, Michael, but they made 1 or 2 positional changes. They put Kieran Murphy as a big man, strong man in under the high ball at centre forward, and they moved Satanta into full forward as well. Now, they're 2 strong men in the central positions, and when the ball is broken off of those, the likes of Kieran Murphy has run into a few balls. You had Kieran Murphy, the other full forward, when he was in his position, running off Satanta and picking up balls as well and getting a few scores out of that. At the start of the game, we were kind of dropping possession, we were losing possession, fumbling balls in key positions, and what has disappointed me is that our first time hurling has been poor. We never let the ball fly like we traditionally do in Cork, and that has been a disappointment in that first half period.
There's been a lot of changes in this team, a lot of shuffling since the game against Tip.
Yeah, it's probably a feature in most counties at the moment, Michael, which is one that I kind of would kind of question on the basis that if a guy plays a bad game, he's dropped from the panel altogether, and that's unfortunate for some players. There's some players there that played in Munster final and they're not here in the Cork selection, and that's unfortunate. But the selectors are there to do the job. You've got to play well throughout the months of the summer when it matters most, and they're still in the game. They're only 2 points down, and if they can keep going the way they did in that last 10 minutes of the first half, who knows, we could win this one yet.
The Kilkenny lads back on the field, Pete Finnerty. The one thing that we've been looking at in the context of both of the matches here is the fact that the ground is so soft, it's cutting up a lot, and it's obviously slippy as well.
It's extremely slippy, and when you see the minors slipping and falling around the place, and the seniors will be going at a faster pace, they won't be able to stop either. The pitch looks nice to look out on. They've done a good cosmetic job on it, but really I walked out there earlier on this morning now, and it's extremely wet. The sod is dead, there's no bounce in the ball, and a lot of the mistakes that the minors were making there in the first half, you couldn't really fault them, because they were trying to run to a ball, they weren't getting there on time, they were missing their hand passes because they were slipping and falling. So it is extremely wet out there.
Ready to go for the second half. Back again to Marty and to Micheál.
Gurmachagad Michael against Ryan Dahar had dienta tsunage Kilkenny Martin Phelan and Mehamacha Joe Lord Podke Aharu dientage le Shane Hennessy and Schlitter Katistach against Toos Current Lesha Tarnala Cork Gedolid in Unsay Achsarahe again Niall Daharty Yeratu Sarahe Kieran Murphy had the Sar Shalach and Hansig Kieran round the hole again Kieran Murphy.
Well, Cork tactically changed their full forward line. They moved Kieran Murphy to the corner, Satanto Halpine at full forward, and the plan has worked very well here. Kieran Murphy got the better of Niall Doherty, who was playing very well, and really he hit a bullet-like shot past David Herity.
Martin Phelan, Wiltestach Joe, Emil the Carnoige, a cousin to Horping, Shane Murphy, Bachtige Shane. Edir Kevin Hartnett at I'm sure and he will check Council Father Rohin. Kevin is Stigger Roybo Edalov the Hornoflish Shane Hennessy Bachte in Eden Way Wiltestachel Ashley Michael Prout agus sa teachta gaudish Kevin Goggin ceann mór fada Dín deile an báis cecha Anna Chosint dianta an son ag Niall Doherty Niall díarige stitar well buinteá ag an inadí John O'Connor agus sehé Kieran Murphy an teledóid ach builte ábadín ar héna lága clé.
I think the Cork plan in this second half will be to fly over the half-forward line as such with long ball, and here again we look at the goal because when the ball came in to Kieran Murphy, he did very well to block Doherty's attempted clearance, and his finishing was excellent.
An tús a bhí bhuachad an tarna le fachtaige Corcaigh cad a dhéanana Kilkenny John Gardner an ascipathe an dálamhaige an tarna báta mí ábhara. Marsin deisige Kilkenny an scór a chahar mú par fuid chuig faointe sa chéadla Brian Dowling be sé dírig adúa sin in isise sa tarna le. Stitar ordaige agus builtige maithige faointe idir sé ige Brian Dowling de Kilkenny.
Brian Dowling's performance as a free taker has been most impressive. He's been consistent right from the beginning. 6th point of the match.
Agus cúcínecha ó focanna séire. Martin Coleman, dírecht Tomás O'Leary a raimsiú. Acha Calais dianta ige Tomás agus tuchséir gnóthaithe ige Tomás Welsh.
It's very important for the Cork half-back line that when they win possession to give a long ball into Satanto Halpine, who's now at full forward, Kieran Murphy in the right corner and Stephen O'Sullivan still on the left.
TJ Delaney, ceann mór David fada agus anna chrín builtige Joe Emma Carnoige agus fachtaige glótige Kevin Goggin dírecht sáirithe. Finnig díreigi bhuaileasteach John Gardner a teachtamach chuma. Schlitter fósa de dalamh go le roiitheba bhuilte machadson agus sáirithe ige Tomás Welsh. Tomás agus Michael Prout le chéile seo Tomás tipithe agus skipathe an dalamh an bháltasa ige Kilkenny mar sin tuchsair de Corcaigh faoisimh dus na cosantóirí agus tu ige báideoid Martin Coleman well ní chuig John Gardner. Builte go deasige go dtí Kieran Murphy gan éonar Kieran fachtaige glóirtige agus builte go maithige Kieran agus Corcaigh a he pointe antas go ríist.
Well, again, very good play by Cork, intelligent play, seeking out Kieran Murphy, who was left unmarked, and that switch into the centre half forward position has benefited Kieran Murphy and indeed benefited Cork as well.
Marsin an chluithe idir hácheanna meása seansan ag an dáthaibh builte go deas builte go híseach Cian O'Connor idir ceansan a bhlamach Schlitter agus tuchsair Calais dianta an son Martin Phelan Marsin tuchsair a bheith ann de Kilkenny agus dis a ríist ag Brian Dowling an scór a chahar mú. Se ní léon stróid chrín haris a drasnáin tá sé annach chrín ar fáda nniu.
Again, any fouling by the Cork defence is being punished every single time by Brian Dowling. 7 points now in this match.
Martin Coleman, tucan mahamach, Tomás O'Leary, agus a Cork na chuine, Tomás Welsh. Kevin! An Schlitter Sante, deisige Kieran Murphy, para fuid a pointe ó chéana bhíine, chud a bhfuile, afach, tarna deisige. Taka hidíd tarna báta, agus builte go deasige go dtí Kevin Hartnett, par chud a chuige, dírig Brian Smiddy, a bhí an tasamh madró ard agus anna gis, tu go chuige do Kilkenny, an son, ceann mór David fada, Martin Coleman fenna bun, sára chuige ó Michael Rice, wanta maithige, acha. Johnson, British tach na hall over Martin Coleman for Brew. Agus puck, whoever gets chief a hit took a hit again.
Well, he has been performing quite well dealing with these high lobbing balls. Dealt with the first one, but just took his eye off it here, but did well to recover.
Martin, dish, again, Kilkenny, and all point of wine hunter sig. Il má gáine atra a láthar na huide. Iad a déanamh go maith Kilkenny os na puck na saoire go díosa. An báutasa PJ Delaney, ceann fachta hanige, an bhaisint thar na ceann, bhuilte go hálinn ige agus thar sé drasnán.
Second point of the match for centre-half back PJ Delaney. He continues to influence this game from play, and he's also playing a major role in terms of the free-taking.
John Considine and son, Bainisteoid, Chorcui, agus Nicky Cashin, Eda Deville, Bainisteoid, Kilkenny, Nicky Darno, Yemis, Le Portloidge, Schneer the Bainisteoidi, Ha Yachant Lechele, and Sohinu, agus Nicky Homa, Amoine, Gloiste Heroin. Michael Prout to Cousin Goma, Wiltistach Lashli, Gadi John Gardner. John Gardner, Calmore Father, Gadi Deville, Bachta Glotetson, Kieran Murphy, Farran, and I chair, Havaisha Kulele, on the ball, get David Herity. David, he tapped the market trail, a Machanish, Gadi Niall Doherty, Glantagamahaga, Wilta Apachage, Kevin Hart, the Stackedy, Kieran Murphy, Aaron Zone, the Joe Emil, the Carno, Garaged, Agus Dishanson, Sahuiniga, Stephen O'Sullivan, Wilta Gadi, Kieran Murphy, and Kieran Murphy and son.
Well, it all began with the long ball. The strategy to bypass the Cork half-forward line and send it into the Cork full-forward line is definitely working. A great save earlier by the goalkeeper, but when it came around to the second time, well, certainly David Herity had no chance. Great goal by Kieran Murphy.
Agus Sean O'Neill, títachan páirce go Kilkenny, ach háchúil fachta an sa a ríis de Kieran Murphy an báutaidir nach a bhí sé sa greibh ceannis na héidir an rig, ba sé háchúil chomá, agus chéidir faointe le na chuis an báutasan, agus seohéirt sa ríist, anna chóracha dhéanamh ag chóracha bhaith gréil sa rachsa, agus calaíos puck séir gnóthaige.
Kilkenny may well decide to change the corner backs. Pádraig Holden and Niall Doherty may have to switch positions because Doherty is now being well beaten by Kieran Murphy. A very good move by Cork manager John Considine.
Martin, hocht nómatí gile, Imre Mehe, agus Címid Sean O'Neill, Haldere Deville, títachan páirce, an Multoid a Mohanson, Eamon Morris, Cintú tá Shane Hennessy, Mehe don Báirc, agus Sean O'Neill, títachan páirce, do Kilkenny. Agus Kieran Murphy, cóirlaigh seacharéid an fear a fuid, an dáchúil go díosa, dóibh, agus Coolín lena chuis.
Kilkenny have also brought out Conor Phelan from corner forward out to centre half forward to try and deprive John Gardner of possession, who's beginning to dominate at centre half back.
Martin, Kieran Murphy, agus Dishige, Fuinte Ele, ach nóthú an sodas na Corcaig, agus a chud níos a héchan cín. Ubashis, a Gordon Clitted, agus a Bola and Clitted, Harish Drasna on Fuinte Ele, das na Corcaig.
2 goals and 3 points for Kieran Murphy. And Kilkenny have a problem, and indeed the switch that I mentioned a moment ago has now actually happened. Pádraig Holden has taken up duty at left cornerback on Kieran Murphy.
Shahet Mas O'Leary, Matt Tachani, ach Buitirig at Mas Welsh. Derek Kilkenny a chorr in on sea. Puck Schlasse a vegaun, das na Corcaig. Agus Brendan Doyle on Hiadon o Diele, Ediran a Hockey Can Parke, a get Kilkenny. A tier Gail, a Hashe, a Lord na Huidi. Ach seo puck Tevline, ag Shane Murphy, dyn nhw chiarar o Aaron Zone, chod ar siwd, chof adal eisiau glwch canis yn ydig, wyg Newton Chandramara, Kieran Murphy, isdech gyda Kieran na Sar Sheilach, Har go bil dótrí aimse higen, mai sé ceanile anna rein séach fad, meachtarsteach a cha Sárahan Baltasan, Bert Casantóirí ag Marsin Hénig, a Cork úntach fad down, iad cur go hige agus sehe Kieran, slídianta ge go héin, scópaige, builte go glót agus sin puinte even de Chorpaig.
Well, you know, Micheál, we talk about a 20-man panel and 5 substitutes, but sometimes a simple switch can make a difference, and the Cork mentors have done very well. Bringing Kieran Murphy to the corner has transformed this match. Kilkenny have problems now with Pádraig Holden unable to stop Kieran Murphy.
An rud céanna for sé le canis na héireann, dóthaigh ceithid fachtaige, sehe Sean O'Neill. Bhuiilteige Seán ach bhuiilteige Holpaige I Joe taobh na láimhe clé agus an ceathrú ceann cura seachrán ag Kilkenny agus breis agus a rúbailt na gcíon go díosa ag Corcaigh.
This is a great score by Kieran Murphy, but Kilkenny, who looked so impressive in the first half in terms of their full back line, now have problems.
Tomás O'Leary ach tá bhuiilteige Tomás Welsh. Agus Tomás agus súil anna híarach meádaige captain Corcaigh ó chuige captain amach Eddie Glíháin. Puck séir gnóthaithe ag PJ Delaney. Agus is cosúil go bhfuil sé níos fusa scóráilinsa thaobh na cossédaíag ná mar háide de bhfuil an báid. Fáid gréipthe ábharí níos a bhó. Thaobh na canálach. Anna chosantíontaige Kevin Gagan. Ní gheirigh leis slitar a glána. Agus builte go deasa ag Brian Dowling agus builte Hannes Drasnáin, puinte bhí tastáil ó Kilkenny.
I think it's a valid point to make, Micheál, that the ground conditions are quite different at both ends. At the canal end, it's very difficult because the ground is cutting up in front of Martin Coleman's goal. That's making it difficult for the Kilkenny forwards. At the other end, well, at the Hill 16 end, it's lovely green grass, solid and dry.
Is Fearston agus an 16 puinte mar sin héin fachtaige Brian Dowling Thaobh na canálach at son agus puck sleasa I bheith andas na Corcaigh Shane Murphy a thucaigh an countsa. No Kevin Hartnett. Kevin Hartnett héananig agus Brian Smithy be siad súd ógan óhin a ríis chun immert leis na minúil an bhliainte chuain agus comórta sí náisiúnta fé ís mar ghornálaí buite ag Kevin Hartnett. Se hénis Edírig an bhearna a bhíadú Bhuilte fanna taobh líne Tomás O'Leary chance get Tomás Baltasa se het Tomás a meachtarsteach bhuiilteige ach bhuilte thaobh na láimhe disise ige.
And he's a bit unfortunate because he did very well to create the space and he used the short grip on the hurley to try and make sure he wasn't being hooked, but unfortunately sent it wide.
Marsin, Pokamach, David Herity. Anna Vertich diente ag Michael Rice acha. Ile stitter glan fós ag seo Kevin Hartnett, dis ag Kevin, scópaige, stoppaige go deasa fa ag Martin Phelan, Cork Moin. Glóta mar gin seach seo Satento Halpin, ha scópaige, agus túra sé fé scór, agus gúig. Satento o Halpin an parna puinte.
Well, Kilkenny just seem to have lost their shape at the moment, particularly around the middle of the field, and the marking by the Kilkenny midfielders and half-forward line is very, very loose, and very good play here by Satento Alpine, who had moved out to the midfield area to score a good point.
Marsin, Kieran Murphy, Aaron Zone, agus na Chinib, Tomás Welsh. Bhuiilteige siúd, tras na parke, Bertas na Corcaigh, go tacht sa clíir I chéile na Casantóirí an Baltasan, agus deiste go hiicad a Brian Dowling. Bhuilte Joe Emil na Carnoige, fachta go glótas an air an son ag Jerry O'Mahony an na Casantóirí.
Great defending by Jerry O'Mahony. That was a superb catch under a lot of pressure. Again, the ground conditions not suitable for either a forward or defender, but O'Mahony stood his ground.
Súli tauk cinethe ige irislitar an Baltasan agus Calais diantar puck séir táchtach gnóthaithe agus Kilkenny inis agus iad titithe an dédig don giadúir sa chluthe. Mar sin disinsa ige Corcaigh ceacha. Well, Stephen O'Sullivan, níor sé tappaige óhin, Tomás Welsh a ríist agus Teachta Gaud Kilkenny. Hemach Harris a Devlinenson Keanu O'Neill. Martin Puck Schlassa do Kevin Hartnett. Lochta Keichta Kilkenny and Meshed Nisa Hostel Loirich, no de Weg na Shin Shid Gimmert, I'm Shid Initiation doing. Kevin Hartnett is Stackedy, Kieran Murphy, Aaron Zone, went to Gadaskedy, Satanto Halpine, Ishel, Chansigat Mosoleri, Harish Ditson, David Herity, Navahik.
Well, the goalkeeper was very alert here because the ball was coming in and he was aware that Tomás O'Leary just might get a touch to it, and Herity kept his eye on the ball all the way.
Martin, Robbie Dowling, Ertien Fodke Rogan, Tegas Brendan Doyle, Atachon Fodke, the Kilkenny.
Stand in front of it! Stand in front of it!
Agus an Tuxon, Vuelte, Herna Lavi Clay, County Coramu against the Cork League. Agus Ahru a Yenov ege Corkig Homa. Stephen O'Sullivan amach the Joe and Cleveline ege Corkig. Shahid Ahru Corkig. David Herity.